What's going on? I figure what the hell. I was about to go home, but then I figure, what the hell? Show all out here. I mean, look at this. I am literally walking on the bottom of what used to be a full lake. It ain't full no more. But I was trying to see when I walked out here for a minute. Where could I possibly do any fishing at without risking sinking in the mud? Yeah. Trying to find a spot without sinking right now, that's easier said than done. Some of it is not so bad, but some of it, well, that wasn't bad. But over back in this area, I was throwing these heavy rocks and they were sinking completely down. Boy, I mean, it was, whoa. That's kind of stepped in a spot where I was kind of sinking just a little bit. And see, and I'm walking away from the water. So this is what I'm saying. Trying to find a spot where I know I won't, sink. But see, even right here. See what I mean? I'm kind of sinking down a little bit. See if I can find me but I'm having to walk very slow. Take my time. Go ever so gentle on my steps. All this area right here that's been pretty dried up. You see, right now I'm following the footsteps. I am following footsteps, literally. Just to see where I could possibly, if it is possible, to do any fishing. If it's all possible. Yeah, you can see right here, here's some footsteps where people really, it really just dropped. People just sunk down a little bit. But that's what I'm saying. You gotta really pick and choose and see, there's some footsteps out here, and look at they went deep down. They went pretty good down into the mud. Hell, so did I. Just look at that. Look at that. See, look at that. That rock just went straight deep down. Mother blank. Like I said I was going to try to keep it to clean, to almost minimal, to almost no cussing, but I will say the occasional, you know, damn in hell. But without going too far with it. Another rock. It didn't sink all the way, but it still went down pretty good. And just really considering, trying to make or try to go to a spot where I know I can actually try to fish safely without putting, myself in any danger. Because, that's another thing about me too. I'm all about the safety. Safety. That's important. When you're trying to set yourself up to, whoa, there we go. Oh, that just sunk. See right there? I just stepped right here. And I didn't even step hard. And I just went, yeah. I'm just, trying to see if it's all possible to try to do any fishing from, the month of January, possible February. But it's like, my goodness. I mean, folks, I have never walked out this far with this lake being this low. I really have not. I've never walked this low. Oh. And I'm being spotted by a doggy. While trying to see if I can find spots out here, if I can get close enough to the water without my feet sinking. Oh, I don't like the way these footprints are. Because, like I said, YouTubers, I've never seen... Oh, actually, no, scratch that. Back in 2008, it took me a while to remember that, but in 2008, during the summer, we had a very nasty drought. And during that drought, yeah, the lake was pretty damn low. And I ain't never seen the lake like this since then. And I'm walking further and further away from my house. And honestly, because I was telling her I was probably, if I ever do get to do like a video out here, I told her I would probably have to walk a very good distance. And let's see. Okay. It's not too bad out. It ain't too bad right here. Oh. Right here could be a pretty good spot to try to fish. So, I mean, I won't be able to do it today, but if this don't drain too bad anymore, I could very well have found me a spot to fish at. We'll have to see what happens. So now I'm gonna try to walk back and see if I can do so safely without running into a spot where I'm gonna go, holy crap, I'm sinking. So far, it's good right here. So yeah, I would have to walk I gotta walk a good distance, but I ain't afraid of no walking. I mean, hell, there was actually a time where me and my wife were actually homeless. We were actually living in a tent out in the wood, in a wooded area. Not gonna say where at. But yeah. There was a time where me and my wife, we were both homeless. Now I'm not gonna go into all details of what happened, of why me and my wife chose to go that route, because that was a personal issue, and you know, I'm not gonna spew out personal stuff. On the channel. But that's how I'm gonna end it. It was very personal. On why we chose to go that route. But now I'm walking on a bunch of rocks, trying to make sure I keep my balance and hope I don't fall and hit one of them, because I know that would hurt like hell. I mean, I have actually taken some tumbles. It sucked. It hurt. But you know, I lived, I was fine, had a bruise, went away. It was a pretty good sized bruise on my left side. And on my, oh no, it wasn't the left side, it was my right side. But yeah. Now I wasn't walking anywhere through here when it happened. This actually happened, yeah, I'm gonna dare say it was probably during the time when, I was a teenager. I was probably maybe 15, 16 years old. Let's see if I believe it was 15. Because during that time, I was actually on, I was on probation. I was on juvenile probation. I just did something really, really stupid. Yeah, and I'm gonna just go with that. It was stupid. But I ended up getting a 2-year sentence. It was a 2-year probation sentence. But I got off in 10 months. Because I never missed, I had to call every Wednesday. And sometimes I had to, during my lunch period at Woodstock High, right outside the cafeteria, right before you get to the auditorium, because the cafeteria was in the auditorium were just not even a couple 100 feet down the hall, if that. And so I would have the person's card. I would call, And then, I had to say, hey, I'm Jason. I'm here to, you know what? I'll just go ahead and say my last name too. Yeah, I'll call. I'll say the name of my PO. And I'll say, hi, I'm Jason Tack. I'm just doing my weekly check-in. And the first question, she goes, where you at? And I said, well, I'm using the payphone at Woodstock High. It's during my lunch period. And I had to get, and during that time, I had until 4 p.m. to make the call. Then, on the monthly visit, when I'll get out of school at 3:30. I had 30 minutes to get from Town Lake all the way to downtown Canton. I had 30 minutes to do it. So, needless to say, my ride had to go about 75, 80 miles an hour just to make sure I got there on time. That was fun. Especially, Town Lake. If anybody that watches this video, and if anybody is from the Woodstock location or Canton, anybody that knows Town Lake, trust me, they'll tell you, Town Lake is a traffic jam nightmare. Because on Town Lake, you have 2 high schools. You have Woodstock High School, and you got Etowah High School. And these are 2 high schools that are separated by under a mile. I mean, they're not even a mile apart from each other. Yeah. I think the first year it opened, they tried to have both schools let out at the same time. Boy, that did not work out so good. So, now, due to this, Etowah lets out at 2:30. So that way, when Woodstock Middle School and High School would let out, the traffic was more bearable. It didn't help the traffic, but it made it where it was bearable. Because it was never pretty. And it was even worse when Woodstock and Etowah both had a home game. Because let's see, now down here, Woodstock High School is 5A. Etowah is 6A. Let's see now, and Cherokee High School is 6A. So, and there's 6 high schools in this county. And the first high school is Cherokee. They were the first high school in this county. Then Etowah came second. Then Sequoyah came third. Then fourth, Woodstock. And then you had two high schools that opened up the same year, River Ridge and Creekview. But basically, you have three high schools in Canton: Cherokee, Sequoyah, and Creekview. Well, Sequoyah is Canton Holly Springs, but either way. Woodstock, you got Etowah, Woodstock, and River Ridge. And those are the three high schools in Woodstock. So, yeah. And now, I've made my way back out to here. And so now I'm about to just make my way back up the trail. I'm about to see what time is it. About to see what my watch says. Yeah, it's about 18 minutes till 3. So I won't have to worry about anything too major right now. Let's see now. Today I've walked 15,000 steps. That's actually a low for me. Normally by this time I'm up to like between 20 and 25,000 steps. Not today. Yep, stepping on some water areas. And as I said a while ago, I may have very well found a spot where I could possibly do a fishing video. If I do that though, I gotta get some more dough bait. Now I do plan ultimately I do plan eventually to go on a site and order about 2 more of those hook setters. And buy like, let's see, and then buy about, let's see, I got one pole that works, one that don't. So buy 2 more to have 3 on the hook setters. And then 2 more to use for, maybe minnows or night crawlers. So, yeah. And I almost, or actually I didn't almost forget. I did forget. I forgot to mention, of course, the football game Friday, when the Oregon Ducks take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Hoosiers or Hoosiers, however the hell you say it. At the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, on Friday. And I know I said in my previous videos, I'm predicting a Miami versus Indiana for the national championship. I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I'm going to dare say Indiana's probably going to win it. So let's see. The Big Ten, Ohio State won it last year. And I honestly think that Indiana from the Big Ten is going to win this year. So it's going to be back-to-back national titles for the Big Ten Conference. Now, I would love to see Miami win it because they represent the ACC. And Lord knows, the last ACC team to do it was Florida State and the Seminoles. So yeah. I don't count Michigan's championship because, well, they got busted cheating. So I don't count Michigan when they won theirs. Sound like I heard someone going, hey. Apparently not. But I know in my previous videos too, I was glad that I was able to, show my viewers Fields Landing and where I sometimes would go to catch various fish. But when I go to Fields Landing, I'm strictly and mostly on the dock, trying to catch catfish. Not catfish, crappie. Good Lord, I caught so many catfish this past back in 25. I almost forgot. I'm forgetting the other species of fish out there. And I once actually caught a bass at Fields Landing too. And it was a pretty good sized bass too. But I wasn't, at that point in time, I hadn't even started the channel at that point. Because, I I mean, I was literally, when I went to Fields Landing, I literally, me and my wife both, we would wake up at 3:30 in the morning. We would go get some, we would go get some bait, some minnows. From there, we would go to the Waffle House, get ourselves a quick breakfast, and then from there, I would get to Fields Landing about 5:30. And then I would start the fishing. And you know, I caught some pretty good sized crappie out there. And what's beautiful is when you're at Fields Landing, you don't have to sit there and throw it out there. And my left elbow, shoulder, and my arm just popped. Well, with that, all I had to do was set the depth of how deep I wanted the hook to be from the bobber, and I would keep it about 5.5 feet. I would keep the hook and bait 5.5 feet away from the bobber. And I would just simply just flip the reel open and let it drop on the side of the dock. And that's where all the crappie would be at, underneath the dock. Now I've also caught some yellow belly perches. I dare say I even caught a couple of turtles too. I hate catching turtles. I really do, with a passion. I cannot stand catching freaking turtles. They are annoying. And I've lost a lot of hooks because them dumb things would swallow the hook to where there's no way of getting it out. There was someone I knew who worked on not only my mom's AC, but even my AC unit. He cast it out about 8, 9, 10 feet away from the dock. And he actually caught himself a pretty good sized hybrid. It wasn't a full striper, it was a hybrid. It took him some time to get that son of a gun in too. That thing gave him a good fight. But yeah, I'm about to go ahead and jump off, get in the house. Gotta finish up a couple more chores I gotta do, and sit and relax until I have to go to bed and wake up at 2:30. Pick up my neighbor's roommate, take her to her job, and yes, I'm still doing that. And from there, but like I said, folks, let me know in the comments for any sports fans out there outside fishing, who do you think's gonna win the game between Miami and Ole Miss, and who do you think's gonna win between Oregon and Indiana? I mean, I've already got my picks. I'm already picking Indiana and Miami going to the national title. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. And so just don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to Jason Fishing Videos. Till next time, guys. Peace out.